if you followed me for a while, you may have seen a couple of weeks ago I talked about all the algorithm changes that have been happening on Instagram and actually why they're a good thing. They're not out to get you. It's to make the user experience that much better. And the happier the users are, the more engaged they'll be. And the longer, for Instagram, the longer they're online, the easier it is for them to be targeted with ads. But in terms of your business, the longer they're on there, the better, because the more exposure you can get. But we have to tell the algorithm that our content is valuable. And the way that we do that is by having a good engagement rate through likes and comments and actually people visiting our feeds on Instagram and taking action, whether that's likes, comments, DMs, watching stories and so on. Now, my cousin runs a very, very large account. He's got nearly 40,000 followers and he's been talking about doing an Instagram cleanup where he is going to get rid of some followers because if they're inactive, they don't use it anymore, they mass followed or they're bots, they don't help. Yes, it might look great as a vanity number, but over time, it used to be that vanity numbers were important because it's how people trusted influencers and you could grow your business. That's now not the case. Now they will look at the engagement rate, and actually there's no good having 40,000 followers if you're only reaching a certain percentage. You're better off having a smaller follower count but reaching more of them, because the people who are engaged are more likely to know you, like you, trust you, therefore they're going to buy from you. And in marketing terms, that's what we're looking for. And so with his account, with Nick's account, he's probably going to go with some kind of app cleaner. With that many followers, it's just not practical to go through one by one. So for him or you, if you have a large following, look and do your research and find an app which has great reviews, is well trusted, get recommendations from people who've actually had success with it. Instagram can be a bit tricky with third-party apps accessing the information and unfollowing on your behalf. So just be a bit cautious about which apps you choose. You're probably going to have a bit more success with an app that you pay for. But if you have a large following, then it's really worth investing in a decent app to do that. Now, if you are a smaller account, you can do it manually. And I want to share with you a system that you can use, which actually not only cleans up your Instagram followers, but also benefits you in other ways. So instead of just going through and finding the inactive accounts and deleting, what I want you to do is do it systematically, go through the people that follow you and click on every single account. Now, obviously this is a long job. It's not going to be done overnight, but you can do it on and on and on, like an ongoing thing. So you go through, you find the first account and you click on it. You need to check, when did they last post? Now, if it's a couple of years ago, it's possible they're not active anymore, but that just might mean they haven't posted. They might be out there liking and commenting, so it doesn't mean it's a dead account. So what I want you to do is find out, are they your ideal customer? If they're not, consider getting rid of them because they may be inactive. But if they are, note down the name of the account, go and visit them, like images, comment, watch their stories, and then repeat that go down your list. Eventually, you'll have a list of people who are possibly inactive, but they are your target audience. And then what you do with that is you repeat the engagement with those particular people on your list. And then you start to take note of who is returning the likes and comments and who isn't. After a month or so, you can do it in chunks. Like I say, this is not a quick fix. It's not going to clear out them all overnight. But what it is going to do is you will find that some people on that list are going to return the engagement, and they are worth keeping, and they are the ones that you are going to then target more often so that you can engage with them and turn them into fans of your page. And maybe you can become fans of what they do too, and you might actually build up a proper relationship, which would benefit you both. But what it will do is it will highlight, let's say someone hasn't posted for 2 years and they don't return any of your comments or likes, they don't respond to your DM, they don't post stories and they're not responding to anything, then you can be sure, with a certain degree of certainty, I suppose, that they're not going to be worth having as a follower on your account. Now, I get it. If you only have a few hundred or a few thousand followers, it's really hard to let them go because we feel validated when we see those numbers. And I'm still working through this myself. I'm a social media manager. People would assume that I should have a great big following, but that's not the case. I have enough work going on at the moment in my agency that I'm happy with for my summer holiday and my break. I don't need to take on another client yet. I'm okay, but I only have 1,500 followers. So I understand you do worry what people will think, but if we want Instagram to value our content, we have to value it too, and that means we only want people to engage with it who genuinely want to know about our business and get to talk to us and get to know us as people. So yes, if you have a really large account, go the app route. But if you have the time and you have a smaller following, you can do it manually, but actually do it in a way which will encourage people to engage with you too, not just getting rid of the old account, unengaged accounts. You can also encourage engagement with the ones that you're not sure about. So let me know how you get on with that, if you can give it a go. You might find you do it for the first 20 accounts for this month and you see how it goes as a strategy. And if it doesn't prove that in the long term it's going to work, let it go. But you might find it actually helps. And also, as I said when I spoke to you about this before, the focus is on engagement and videos and stories and less on your feed. If it means you have to only post twice a week instead of 4 times, but you get to have that conversation with people, then I think that really is worthwhile. So yeah, let me know what you think and let me know what your strategies are at the moment for engagement, because I'd be really interested about what your approach is.